What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Report Card Podcast. I'm your host, Ambitious Ace.
Same Diddy.
And today we're bringing you the review of the Netflix movie Bright, starring Will Smith and Joel Edgerton.
Yeah, man. It's 60 frames a fucking second. Anyway, the movie was actually pretty dope.
Yo, man, this movie surprised the hell out of me. Like, I really didn't look up much information about it. I saw the trailer that dropped like last year. I want to say it was. I'm like, okay, cool. Will Smith, Netflix movie. I was real shocked, being a Netflix movie coming out, personally to your home. It's pretty cool.
$90 million budget.
Yeah. And, a lot of people were kind of like, well, not people, but a lot of like movie execs and studios just like, how can you do that? We have a big movie coming to home. You got to put it out in theaters. I think it's actually pretty cool. I think it's a great step, in the film business, It's really the same thing when you think about it. I mean, Netflix subscription is what, $11 a month?
Yeah.
So you're still paying the ticket, in a sense. So I think it was a great move. But back to the movie, man, from the start, just how, it just got you hooked in this world. Like, most movies, when they try to do something different like this, they try to force you into that type of world. And I felt like this movie did it effortlessly, man. Like, it really started from the jump. Like, it was pretty cool. Especially, when it started, the first thing I think you see is a ferry going through the window and stuff like that. And it was just kind of awkward seeing him act so normal with it and everything. And when he went outside, you got all the dudes outside just chilling with a ferry. Like, oh, yo, watch this. He about to go do this, everything. This could be crazy. And it's just, that mood of just how normal it is really like brought the film to life right from the jump. And I thought that was real cool.
Yeah, man. But before I get into that, Layla was the shit in this movie, yo.
Not yet.
Nah, fuck that. Layla was the shit.
Yeah.
Her fighting a bit, like, I don't know if she was doing her own stunts.
Yeah.
But, she was killing it.
I read a lot of comments that were saying, like, oh, she was an underdeveloped villain and all this other stuff.
Fuck the comments.
And it's like, first of all, she made an impression right from the jump.
As soon as I saw her,
as soon as you
like,
saw her,
shit.
Exactly. And as soon as she came in, wasn't the first scene we see her slitting somebody's neck?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, she made a stance.
The girl that lost the wand.
Yeah. So I'm just like, she made the daunting impression firsthand.
Yeah, and then she went in they went in that family's house.
Yeah.
With the bald-headed dude and the other girl. Like, they weren't playing
They were no witnesses, no nothing.
Nah.
Nothing at all. But how did you feel starting off with, learning about the whole situation between Will, or I would say the police force and the orcs and all like that? How did that set the tone for you, just, for the whole buddy cop movie?
I mean, it was cool.
Yeah.
At first, it was just like, are the orcs the black people? And
yeah,
like, it started turning to see, like, the orcs were, like, Mexicans.
Right.
And, I mean, it was, no matter what, it was filed, like, the discrimination and stuff he was facing in the police department. He's the first orc. I think they were mad he filed his teeth down a little bit.
Yeah.
The orcs were saying he sold out. The humans don't trust him. They felt like he set, Officer Ward up to get shot when he really didn't. And, like, all of that stuff was really dope. That, matter of fact, that scene where he shot all four of the other cops.
Yeah.
That was very well done.
Yeah.
I was just like, like, how did he kind of like.
The music
who's there from left to right?
Yeah.
And then he just turned around, and then, like, literally you can see him slightly moving his hand back and forth, and they're falling, and he let off like 20 shots before they all hit the ground.
You think about the music choice during that scene? I don't know what the song was, but it went perfect with it.
It was from the soundtrack. Yeah. But it was a dope song.
Yeah.
I mean, the music throughout was really good.
It was really good. Yeah.
They did a good job. And I do like the relationship with him and Jacoby. At times it just seemed like he couldn't really trust him all the way.
Right.
But it was just letting them get into his head. Like, but once he understood that the other kid, like, he was letting another kid go, I felt like he understood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Ward tried to act like he wasn't Jacoby's friend, but we all know
deep down he had an understanding, for different races and everything like that, which kind of brought him as like a down to earth character and brought some humanity, I guess you can say, for the viewers. You're in this kind of world where everything's different, but you still got this, the one type of person that accepts other people as arrogant as he did sound. Will Smith's character, he still had some kind of understanding. And that's another thing, I felt like, we were talking about how we wish we could have known more about the lore of the world and everything like that.
Absolutely.
I do find that as a complaint, but actually it gets you interested at the same time because, the film itself set, so many, I want to say like standards. Like, you got the orcs. And then you have the
fairies, dragons, elves.
You have the
dwarves.
elves. The elves are kind of like the rich people and everything like that. So it kind of set, the basis for the classes. And I'm interested to see where the other races fall through, whenever the sequel comes out or whatever. But
the fairies look like pests.
Yeah. So it's interesting because it shows like, they didn't just try to throw creatures in here and just have them be like creatures. They actually have a class set to them. And, if you're a fantasy like lover like, I am, it kind of makes sense for elves to be the high class because, the elves are always like
snobby.
Yeah.
And cocky.
Right.
And,
it was real fitting.
Look down on other people.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I felt like it fit in 100% perfectly, man. And I actually liked Tika when we met her because she didn't necessarily seem like she fit in with the other elves,
right?
Because Layla did, I mean, it wasn't until later we found out they were sisters.
Yeah.
But she still kind of dressed kind of fancy.
Yeah.
And her fighting was really good.
Right.
There was just one silly thing that she did, like when they were in the club with the orcs, and she did the flip off of that high.
Yeah.
I was like, that was weird. Like, why are you flipping from there?
But let's get on that, the choreography and all the set pieces in this film. They were really well done. They were well timed, well paced. I never felt like there was a dull moment, And just with the action scenes themselves, like you said, Layla, she was going in. The bald dude, I don't know what his character name was, but he was going in. And the other girl, I was just like, whoever thought of this, they did real well. And just to even see Ward and Jacoby hold their own, it was pretty cool. What did you think about the use of magic, in a story like this?
It was cool. It wasn't too much. It wasn't too little.
Right.
It felt like it was just about right. I liked it.
Yeah.
Like I'm ready for the second movie. I feel like this shouldn't have been a movie, and this could have been a TV show.
A lot of
really
people have been saying
TV
that
show.
online, and I could think that too. And hopefully, maybe it can bridge, a spinoff or something, because I know they probably couldn't do a TV show with Will Smith on it.
Obviously not.
Yeah.
I mean, but they can pick some other characters.
Right.
That are
Yeah.
involved.
I feel like this is a world that can be, explored. So, even after the next sequel or they do a trilogy or whatever, they could probably, start a TV show off of this, and it'll be great because, they'll have a whole bunch of lore to go off of.
And then they could teach us what happened 2,000 years ago.
Right.
That the orcs did that everybody is so upset with them about.
So what did you think about the casting?
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't feel like there was a character. There wasn't anybody in the movie that I disagree with. I mean, I don't know who played all of the orcs.
Yeah, right.
You can't really see them, but, I didn't feel any way about anybody. Everybody was cool.
How'd you feel about the general story plot?
It was cool. The only thing that kind of didn't make sense to me was him and his wife's interactions.
Right.
Like, aside from them being in the house together, and then him calling her, telling her to leave this city, and it was kind of just like, okay, was that even needed?
Right.
Like, I understand you wanted to throw it to us that he's married, he's got a family, but
right.
I mean, we never saw what happened after he dropped his daughter off at his grandma's house.
True.
He didn't tell his wife to go pick her up.
True.
So, I mean, that was the only loose end that I saw where I was just like, yo, it makes no sense. But aside from that, man, the story was actually pretty good. I didn't see Jacoby getting shot. That came completely out of left field.
Right.
I did not imagine that
I felt like this film had the right amount of surprises, too, because, usually when you see films like this, they follow, like, a general, like, I guess you can say buddy cop movie cliche or fantasy cliche, but it kind of made it surprising. And I think that's what is interesting about this. Like, I feel like this is like one of the few original films to come out this year. Because, we've seen a lot of the same kind of things repeated over and over.
In the same world, same lore, somebody else's story.
Yeah, and I think this is bridging the gap because, it actually did something different. I don't think it's like dramatically new, but it was something real fresh. And, you know, I think, you know, the cast did a real great job, you know, bringing this world to life. What you think about the acting and everything like that?
Everything was good.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with any of that stuff. I didn't like Will Smith's mustache.
I'm just saying in terms of, you know, this being fantasy and reality, you know, at the same time, you know, when you see acting like this, it may not come off as organic, but I thought it was all spot on. I mean, everybody reacted to everything like it was normal, like they should. It didn't seem like it was weird or anything. I mean, really, like I said earlier, when the film started off with the dudes outside, it just seemed like any normal day in the hood. And watching the dude kill a fairy, it's just so crazy looking at it like that.
Y'all keep doing y'all gangster shit. I'm only trying to sell my house.
Right.
You know? So,
yeah, I think they did a real great job with that. But what you give the film overall?
Man, I give it an A-.
Real?
I actually enjoyed it a lot. Like I said, I was engulfed in the movie. I kept trying to pause it to explain it to my wife because she wasn't getting it. But it was just a good movie. I like the acting. I like the bad guys a lot.
Right.
You know, I'm pretty sure eventually, like maybe in the next movie, we'll meet her Lord or whoever that was, and probably see more about the Society of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think they called it. But
Shield of Light.
Yeah, the Shield of Light.
Right.
But we thought Tika was dead. She's still alive, which was a great thing to see. And I just want to see her sister come back because I hate when I see a really, really good villain and then something happens to him. Like, it makes me think of like Kilgrave on Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Like, don't kill the really good villain.
Yeah.
Because they're really good.
Yeah.
And she was killing it. That whole scene inside the store, driving the car and the shooting and, you know, Tika putting the bomb on her.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you never know.
Yeah.
Blew it up. Like, that whole, it was great.
Yeah, I give it an A- too because, you know, what I was talking about earlier, a lot of these fans, a lot of these moviegoers, I don't feel like y'all really appreciating all these films that's coming out, man. Like, I was seeing a whole bunch of comments this morning saying, oh, this movie was cringeworthy, it wasn't good. Like, you know, what do y'all want? You know, nobody asked for this, really. You know, you get a cop movie with fantasy elements. To me, that's a dream come true. You know, I mean, I never thought I'd see something like this on a small or a big screen. So I enjoyed it throughout. I can't wait for more. You know, yeah, we could have known more about the lore and everything else like that, but it set the stage for more to come, and I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Well, that's it for our review. Just let us know what you thought about in the comments. You know, let us know what you thought about anything in the movie. You know, let us know what you thought about our thoughts on the movie, and, you know, just keep the conversation going.
Yeah, man, I'm curious. How did y'all feel about Layla? Like, was she as good of a villain as I thought she was, or am I tripping? Because I thought she killed it. Yeah, and make sure you follow us on the podcast, the Report Card Podcast on iTunes, Google Music Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Stitcher, Libsyn, SoundCloud, YouTube. We post YouTube videos every day. Almost.
Yep, and just remember to like the video, share it, and comment, man. Keep the conversation going, and stay tuned for more.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.